Good evening and welcome to the April 5th edition of Newswatch. I'm Isa Cournoyer.
And I'm Josh Lamberty. Thanks for joining us tonight.
2 adults and 5 children are being treated at local hospitals after a bus accident Wednesday morning in Bedford. Taylor County Sheriff officials say the bus turned on its side after colliding with another car. 5 students, the bus driver, and an assistant were transported to local hospitals, while the other students were released to their parents. The Taylor County Sheriff Office says it will have more information available to the public at a later date.
The approach of the ISU police when working with sexual assault survivors is to start by believing. Wednesday was the National Start by Believing Day, hosted by ISU PD and other campus and community resources. The event brings awareness to the alarming statistic that 1 in 4 women will experience sexual assault. Chief Michael Newton also signed a proclamation declaring the department as a Start by Believing agency.
Don't pack your winter coats up yet. Apparently winter is planning a second comeback. Seems like a polar vortex is in the forecast for this weekend. Meteorologist Michael Palmer says the late season Arctic outbreak may be strong enough to set new cold records across the country. Midwinter conditions will stretch across state lines from North Dakota to Maryland. Should the temperatures drop to 30 degrees below average as predicted for Friday, the coldest April day ever recorded could be in the forecast for the northern states.
The Board of Regents proposed a fall tuition increase for ISU students Wednesday that would dramatically affect undergraduate students. The proposal would raise out-of-state student tuition by 4%. The tuition increase would hit international students even harder, raising tuition by 7.2%. The Board of Regents will discuss the proposal next week with a final vote scheduled for June. I'll have more stories after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Newswatch.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Antarctica's polar ice cap is quickly becoming a polar ice gap. According to a new study published in Nature Geosciences, 10.7% of Antarctic glaciers are retreating at a significant rate. Between 2010 and 2015, about 80 square miles began drifting as grounding lines retreated. Scientists say this causes concern about sea level rises, as Antarctica has enough ice to raise sea levels by 200 feet. Grounding lines are retreating at a rate faster than 25 meters per year. The last time this rate of retreat is believed to have happened was at the end of the Ice Age.
Iowa is the latest Republican state to withhold funding from sanctuary cities that do not comply with federal immigration laws. A bill outlining immigration enforcement passed through the Iowa House and then passed through the Senate on Wednesday. Lawmakers framed the bill as a public policy safety measure, but critics say it allows racial profiling. Immigration attorneys have said that some of the requests in the bill may lead to court challenges. The bill is headed to Governor Reynolds' desk, and she has indicated that she intends to sign it into law.
President Trump has made his first official statement regarding a payment from his lawyers to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Trump denies any knowledge of the payments made. Daniels' lawyer is countersuing the president, stating that the document to keep her quiet on the matter was never signed in the first place.
Delta Airlines says that customer payment information may have been breached in a cyber attack last fall. The company said that only a small portion of its customers were affected, but that passport, security, or frequent flyer information was not affected. Investigators confirmed to Delta that the unauthorized access was cut off in October. Delta said that they will ensure that customers are not held financially responsible for any fraudulent charges.
Bears may not have alarm clocks, but one black bear in Glacier National Park seems to be hitting the snooze on ending its hibernation. According to park spokeswoman Lauren Alley, the park's live cameras of the bear's den have over 215,000 views. For the past 2 weeks, people everywhere have watched as the bear groggily decides whether he's ready to wake up or not. With 3 feet of snow surrounding the tree where the bear resides and more flurrying down this week, it seems the bear is in no rush to venture out quite yet.
A man is dead after an altercation with police in New York. Police responded to a Brooklyn neighborhood Wednesday night to reports of a man threatening people with a gun. When police arrived on scene, the man pointed an object well in a shooting stance at approaching officers. 4 officers fired their weapons, killing the man. The object was identified as a silver pipe with a knobbed end. The officers who shot were not wearing body cameras. The names of the officers and the victim have not been released.
Minneapolis police are now being required to activate their body cameras well before arriving to a scene and could face suspension or termination for failing to do so. The strict policy comes after 2 of the department's officers failed to activate their body cameras in the fatal shooting of Justine Damond. Police union leaders reviewed a draft of the policy and say that the policy clearly outlines expectations. The department hopes these measures will help rebuild trust and accountability with the public. Stick around, we'll be right back with sports after the break.
Welcome back to Newswatch. An Iowa State track and field star is looking towards his future. Malik Newson has more on this story.
Iowa State's hammer throw hero Chris Solano has a laundry list of accomplishments from his time spent at Iowa State. And between placing 4th at the Big 12 Outdoor Championships and getting to participate in the coveted Drake Relays, the Rhode Island native is nearing the end of his senior year. But unlike most, Solano says that his love for the sport will carry on long after he retires his Cardinal and Gold uniform.
I'm looking into getting into coaching, so I think it's really cool looking back. So many people have impacted me, and I'd like to be able to do that for them.
However, Solano may face a few adversities on the way.
Usually if you're trying to do it at the collegiate level, you have to start there. So what that usually entails is like grad assistantship somewhere, which is not at all common for throwing.
Luckily, his passion for the sport has already led him to coaching opportunities within his Cyclone family. Teammate Vlad Pavlenko considers Solano to be his first coach when he joined the team in 2015.
I would say my original coach was actually Chris. I really would not be where I am today as a thrower and even know my technique if it wasn't for Chris's coaching.
Both throwers can attest to the strong influence a coach has on an athlete's performance in both practice and competition. Let's look and compare the 2 throwers on their release in this clip.
I really do thank Chris for that, and hopefully he doesn't hear that, but
As for Solano, his passion for coaching will eventually create the heroes of tomorrow's hammer throw.
I'd rather be financially strained and do something that I really like rather than
In Ames with Angela Jocknew, I'm Malik Newson for Newswatch.
Solano graduates in May, so let's hope he stays in Ames for his coaching career. What does April, softball, and Ames all have in common? Nothing. The Iowa State softball team was scheduled to play number 2 ranked Oklahoma this weekend at home, but due to forecasted weather temperatures being below freezing, the Iowa State softball team will travel to Oklahoma instead. It is predicted to be in the 60s in Norman, Oklahoma. This is the Cyclone's 3rd scheduled change of the season. Last weekend, they were forced to play a doubleheader on Friday due to low temperatures. Yesterday, they postponed their game against Drake due to more low temperatures. Let's hope the weather warms up for the rest of their season. The Iowa State track and field team is also heading to warmer weather this weekend. The team heads to Arizona State University for the 39th annual Sun Angel Track Classic. Iowa State is traveling with a squad of nearly 40 student athletes this weekend. The Iowa State club baseball team is set to play their first home game of the season at Captain Field. The club team was supposed to play their home opener 2 weeks ago, but it was rescheduled due to the weather. The team will face off against Moorhead this weekend. They will play 3 games on Saturday and 1 game on Sunday. Good luck, Cyclones. The NBA has been cursed with injuries all season, but the most recent injuries have come at a bad time. The postseason is right around the corner for NBA teams. All-star guard Kyrie Irving of the Boston Celtics was just declared out for the rest of the season and will miss the entire postseason. Irving underwent left knee surgery in late March. Other injured players include Steph Curry and Joel Embiid. Stay tuned for more after the break. You're watching Newswatch.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm meteorologist Hannah Messier. Right now we have a clear sky. We did have a few rain showers that eventually evaporated into the air, but right now that has cleared itself out. Tonight we're going to be cold and cloudy. Despite the fact that we had 50-degree temperatures this afternoon, we're going to get down to the low 20s and it's going to stay there. Tomorrow it's like winter is returning for what, the 10th time by now? And then this weekend we have a big chance for snow on Sunday that we'll be talking about. Right now though, it's 49 degrees in Des Moines, 34 in Sioux Falls, and 58 in St. Louis. 45 in Ames, 40 in Fort Dodge, and 37 in Spencer, so it's already starting to cool off. Now the winds are coming out of the northwest, bringing that cold air into Iowa, 10 miles per hour in Spencer, 11 in Des Moines, and 8 in Burlington. Now we can see that the wind is moving these storms across Iowa. Those rain showers I was talking about moving into Ottumwa, however, these did end up evaporating before they reached the ground. We also have some snow up in northern Iowa today. Now, forecast, we have 23 degrees in Charles City, 28 in Manchester, and 26 in Independence, 32 in Ottumwa, 29 in Winterset. And watch how all of these temperatures are much colder than it was today, 23 in Storm Lake and 25 in Fort Dodge. Now, as we head into the hours for tomorrow morning, we see that clouds do cover most of the state, and in southwestern Iowa by Omaha, you will see some snow showers that do make their way out of Iowa by Friday night, and we have a clear sky all across our area. And then into Saturday morning, this clear sky will stick around, but this also means that the likelihood that the temperatures are going to warm up isn't very good. Now for Sunday, we will have 3 to 5 inches of snow expected for Ames right now. Fort Dodge will also see 3 to 5, and Mason City 3 to 5. Now, if you're south of Ames in the Des Moines, Creston, Carroll area, pretty much the rest of Iowa, you'll only see 1 to 3 inches of snow come Sunday. Now tomorrow we also do have a severe weather possible, especially for Louisiana, eastern Texas, and then Atlanta. This could possibly bring some tornadoes and some lightning. So if you're heading down to the southeastern portion of the country, tomorrow make sure you watch out for that. Now, again, tonight it gets very cold, 26 degrees. Especially for this time of year in April. It'll be mostly cloudy with the winds coming out of the northwest. And again tomorrow, we do not even reach the 30s with a high of 27 degrees. Winds coming out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, our extended forecast shows that, again, tomorrow will be cold. Saturday, we warm up a little bit, getting to 38 degrees. Sunday, it'll be 32, so it doesn't warm up much. And we do have that snow chance. Look, 80%. And then we don't warm up much on Monday, but thankfully as we head towards the end of the week, we'll be 49 on Tuesday, and then it will start to feel like spring. We finally get up to 60 degrees. Usually by this time of year, we've had at least one 70-degree day, so spring is coming rather slowly this year. You're watching Newswatch, and I'll have more for you after the break.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Finally tonight, while some are spending spring break on the beach, one 8th grader is making sure that everyone in her community has clean laundry. 14-year-old Jaira Griffin noticed that families at Washington Junior High School in Riverdale, Illinois could not afford to do their laundry. Over the last year, Griffin has been fundraising to host a free laundry day over her spring break. The teen raised over $1,000 for the event last Tuesday and plans one more free laundry day before heading back to school in the fall. Great job to her. Great work.
Well, that is all we have for Newswatch.
Thanks for watching tonight.
Have a great night, Ames.